Well, hello everybody, welcome back to another video. I know it has been a little while because we had a little bit of a Christmas break as well.
Christmas in Dunedin, it's like the movie Home Alone.
Here we are back again with another camping and fishing episode for you guys from the beautiful Marlborough Sounds. We were at the Kenepuru DOC campsite and we've been doing a bit of fishing around there, and now we traveled back to one of our favorite places, Cowshed Bay DOC campsite in the Kenepuru Sound, which is near the little township, if you would call it so, of Portage. And that is a really nice, quaint little dock campsite that we have frequently been visiting over the last couple of years since we've been full-time traveling here in New Zealand. And of course, we're going to be doing a little bit of fishing as well. So we're going to head out to those mussel farms. The Kenepuru Sound is filled with mussel farms. We're going to try our luck there. And then we also want to show you a little bit of the local hospitality there in Portage. There are a couple of nice places where you can eat a few drinks and coffee and things like that. So we're going to be checking those ones out as well to support the local business a little bit. They have had a hard time over the last couple of years. The Kenepuru Road was closed for so long, so that really affected tourism in this area, and those guys have been struggling. So it's always good to support a little bit of the local economy there. Yeah, let us show you the nice, beautiful Cowshed Bay DOC campsite. Let's go. Alright, we made it. We came all the way down into our favorite spot that was still available. Amazingly, quite a few people here. 3 or 4 different campers at the moment. We even got a bench here. Check this out. So we just gotta see if we can get our caravan level.
On the way, you almost hit this tree.
It's very tight here. I had to look in the mirror. There's only like a couple centimeters between caravan and tree. So the caravan is not quite level here. We need to bring up this side a little bit in order to make it level. Got our levelers down here. So just a little bit backwards, and that should be sweet as. Oh, that weather is now so shitty here. What happened to the nice weather we just been having? The problem is we are sideways exposed by the northerlies here. Well done with the setting up. That was actually easier than I thought. This campsite is very noisy, I gotta say, at the moment. They must be doing construction work right up on the road from here. Yeah, so they're unloading something there, some rocks or something big time, I don't know. So definitely a noisy campsite compared to the Kenepuru Heads where we just came from, where everything was so nice and quiet. Well, with this shitty weather, there's not much else to do right now except making a coffee with our nice little espresso machine. On a day like this, best thing to do is get out the laptop and do some work and improve fishingreminder.com for you guys.
I think when you travel, even if the same place, this weather makes totally different memory. Last time when we were here in Cowshed Bay, it was so beautiful and amazing with the good weather. Can't do much here, really dark.
Okay, so since the weather is so against us, today we decided to go to Fancy Town, Portage, and splurge a little bit on some burger. So we'll show you guys what it's like over there. There's a big kind of resort and they serve apparently nice burger for lunchtime. So let's go and check it out. Portage is just a short walk from the Cowshed campsite, maybe like 300 meters back the road. The location is very excited to get some lunch. She can't wait and is walking like a champ. Okay, there's the point of desire, the Portage, the bar and the restaurant. Excited to have a nice little burger after 10 days camping. But it looks pretty cozy inside, and look at the view behind me. There's the Portage jetty. It looks like it has been destroyed a little bit. There's like a part missing. So yeah, the wharf was actually destroyed by that big flood where the whole road and everything got destroyed here as well. That affected the wharf as well. I remember last time we were a couple of years ago, there was this long big wharf here. That's no longer. Our burgers have just arrived. That's a beef burger. It's looking pretty nice. Asian got a chicken burger. Nice big piece of chicken there. Eating the chicken without the burger. And the burgers look really good. A little bit pricey. $28, $29 per burger. $28 per burger for the chips. So it's not the cheapest, but for considering the location where we are, how far we are, how remote we are, still okay, you know. So you can enjoy a nice little burger now. Got a healthy amount of beef on this burger. That's pretty good. And the chicken also has a healthy amount of chicken there. Alright, we are out. We're so full. I don't think we have to eat any dinner and maybe not even breakfast tomorrow. The burgers were big, lots of meat in these beef burgers. But if I'd rate the burgers here, maybe 5 out of 10. First of all, the chicken burger didn't come with any mayonnaise on it. You need mayonnaise on a chicken burger. Second of all, they put the hot beef patty straight.
A lot of them.
A huge beef patty, but it smelled a little bit like beef, you know, wasn't it? Anyway, they put that.
Beef smell. You already told me.
I know, but it wasn't the best patty, let's just say. But it was pure beef, so that was good.
Yeah.
But what the big mistake they did is they put the lettuce onto the bun, right, onto the bottom of the bun, and then they put the hot beef patty onto the lettuce, and that cooked all the lettuce. No fresh lettuce on that burger. So third big mistake, they used frozen potato for $28 a burger, $56 for the two of us. I would have hoped for a better burger, but at least they did crisp up the buns a little bit. The buns were actually okay, a little bit toasted.
Then look at the view with the rubbish bin.
It's actually quite good that we got a rubbish bin here.
I actually enjoyed it. If you were out in the bush, you have to appreciate some place like this exists.
Definitely. It's great that they're there and that you can have a burger in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah, I think it's fantastic.
And in total, it was an enjoyable experience. I'm just talking about the burger itself.
Later that day, when the wind made fishing a no-go, I went collecting these tasty cockles for feed. Mark you off to somewhere. Somewhere good.
To the city.
Somewhere sweet. We're going to have an ice cream.
What we got? Nice view, eh? Over there's our campsite. The Hub Cafe here is actually a really nice spot. Beautiful views. If I wasn't so hopelessly poor, I would buy myself one of these here. They're awesome. Sea legs. You just drive into the water with it. A stabby craft with sea legs, actually. I didn't know you can put those sea legs on a stabby craft. And then you just drive your boat into the water, lift those legs up, and off you go. Yeah, you gotta have the coin to do that, right? Now, did you know that Portage is the Marlborough Sounds ultimate shortcut? The spot where Kenepuru Sound and Queen Charlotte Sound almost touch, separated by just a narrow saddle of land. Portage is actually named because people literally ported their boats over this ridge, the Toria Saddle, to jump from one sound to the other. Portage is also famous for one delightfully ambitious idea. Someone once proposed a tunnel through here, which never happened because reality turned up and cancelled the project. Now these days Portage is a handy little hub, waterfront stopover and jumping off point for exploring the bays by boat, kayak or on foot, especially if you're doing the Queen Charlotte trek. Portage also makes a lot of sense for fishing because you're right in the sounds. Sheltered water, lots of structure and plenty of spots where the bottom drops away from the shoreline. The sort of terrain that holds fish and also holds your sinker ransom if you're not paying attention. The Cowshed Bay campsite actually extends over to the other side of the road as well. A bunch more campsites here. So when the waterfront campsites are filled up, then there's always a little bit more space. Some of those campsites are set aside for the hikers of the Queen Charlotte trek, and there's another facility block up here on that second part. If you want to get away from the crowds, you can always camp up here, although The sides here are very shady. We are on a mission now to go for a little bit of a swim. So what's cool about the Cowshed Bay campsite is that you can actually access the Queen Charlotte track from here, so you can go for a bit of hiking in both directions. Also, you can just walk over the hill and go to Toria Wharf, which is a good place for wharf fishing apparently. I haven't tried, but it looks fairly good. Toria Jetty, that's what it's called. And it's actually a nice little jetty here in the Queen Charlotte Sound area. It's that council maintained, right? So it's actually a public jetty. Or someone told us the other day all the jetties here are private, most of them. So, all right, let's go. Let's go for a jump. 1, 2. Careful, it's gonna fly away here. Just put it up there. Okay, 1, 2. Hey, that wind. Ooh. Okay, 1, 2, 3. We made it. Nice, actually, once you're in there. Once you're in, 60 quite nice. Where are you going? Make sure you don't get blown off the head off. Should have come at high tide though, because it's much easier to get in and out at high tide than on low tide.
High tide might have a chance.
Well, today the campsite here at Cowshed Bay turned into an unbearable party zone right in front of our nose. Looks like it's gonna be a good day for a little bit of boat fishing, although the wind's been honking pretty much every day here at Cowshed Bay. We've been here for about 2 days now already, and it wasn't very pleasant. So I hope today we manage to get out on the boat. Right now it's pretty much full on high tide. Once the tide starts running out, then I'm gonna head out around the corner and try a little bit of lure fishing today. I've got my Grim Reapers. I've got 2 soft bait rods with me. Man, I forgot how much hassle this to set up the boat. There's just so many little things that need to go on the boat to do boat fishing. So it's definitely a lot more hassle than just a bit of land-based surf casting or drone fishing. You only have to take care of a few things. I hope we're gonna catch something today, maybe a snapper. We're running out of protein. We still got a bit of frozen rig left over. So yeah, hopefully we catch something. Let's get out there. This is the boat launching area here behind me at Cowshed Bay, and it's not too bad at high tide. At least you're right at the water's edge, but at low tide you have to drag it out a little bit over the rocks, but it's not a big problem at all.
Huge stingray here! Woo! Finally we are out with our aqua marina here.
Alright everybody, we just arrived at our first spot that we want to try for a little bit of fishing. There's a nice little point here, and points are always good because the fish have to move around those points. Yeah. And if we don't have any luck here, then just over there on the other side, that's where the mussel farms are. It's basically, as always, the fishing is always best on the opposite side from where you are camped, right? And same here, mussel farms are all on the opposite side of the sound. Yeah, so let's see, but I had some luck here before at this point, and we're gonna jig some Grim Reapers.
It's got 2 of these assist hooks, 2 of them. Make sure don't lose any fish. First cast.
Try a pink one. I have everything with me. I've got a drift anchor in case we're drifting too fast. But I think the first order of business is we should drop a lure. I should drop a lure overboard and just have it drag along on the bottom.
Guys, hope for the best. Today we want to catch something for dinner. Snapper will be good. We'll go on it.
Often the easiest way to catch something is by doing nothing. Here's my fish finder box. Using the old Garmin fish finder here, which is working pretty good, but it's also quite clumsy to set up. And that's working. No fish. No fish inside. So I might have to move on to the mussel farm. Alright, we have arrived at the mussel farms here. There's a barge working there. Someone else is fishing as well. Yeah, we're gonna give it a bit of a try here. The fish sounder tells me it's 10 meters deep only, so not very deep.
See, I told you.
Small snapper.
Yep.
What is it? It's
Snapper. Small one.
Snapper, yeah. He took a liking to the Grim Reaper here.
First hit of the day. Oh no.
And spiked myself again.
Oh.
The snapper. So got another small one on, same technique, just drifting around here by the mussel farm. Might be a tiny little bit bigger than the previous one, but looks like keeper.
Oh,
Keeper size.
Nice penny. Look at that. Nice catch, Mark. Yes.
Second one on the Grim Reaper here.
Right away, right after fish.
Alright, there we go. Nice little pen-sized snapper.
Penny.
Alright, Haitian wants to have a go with my lure now, because she thinks it's the lucky lure.
Fish now.
I think it's
Keeper, small.
another small one.
What do you think?
No, it's too small for a keeper.
Hey.
Yeah.
See you next time. Oh,
It's a little bit too small. Oh, that was weird. We arrived here, anchored up, and got 3 fish straight away. 1 keeper only, but yeah, and then completely dead. So there must have been a small school or something coming through, I suspect. And we got them. And now it's like nothing, so we might have to move on a little bit to another buoy and anchor up further down that way, I suppose. Although Haitian just had like something following her lure. Maybe it was a small kahawai. That's better. It's no more wind. Just completely died the wind. They don't even need an anchor. Or not moving anyway. Haitian's got one finally. A big ass body. Foul hooked on its stomach.
Oh.
Oh, we couldn't catch any more snapper, but this one snapper was actually quite nice, good size. It is about 3:42 already, and we haven't had lunch, so we're gonna eat the snapper straight away. It couldn't be any fresher than that.
This one the cooker that from last time. Oh, snack.
After a couple of days of pretty questionable weather, the summer has finally returned, and what a hot day again today. We're sweltering in the caravan. Blue sky, 100 degrees Celsius inside the car now. But what a stunner of a day. That's what we've been craving during winter, right? Nice weather like that. And it's finally here. Even though only a few days here in New Zealand like that, and then you get like hardcore wind and cold again. But if you have a day like this, couldn't be any better, really. So nice. There we go, fresh meal straight from the ocean to our table. Snapper is looking very good. How nice is that if you can camp somewhere and then you can go out, catch a quick fish out there and eat it straight away. That's why we love camping and fishing so much. Well, everybody, another morning, another mission. Today is our last day here at Cowshed Bay. We're going to be going to Momorangi this afternoon. So the last morning, and it's absolute stunner. After all these windy days, look at that. It's glass out there. So we only have caught one fish so far. So the mission is to catch at least one more fish. And because it's so glassy, I'm planning to take the boat here and take it out far. I want to go out to the famous Snapper Point, which is a couple kilometers out towards the heads of the sound. Try a little bit of fishing around there before the wind picks up again. Let's go. Couldn't ask for more. I always keep forgetting the wheel, putting up the wheels before I give it some power here. Well, everybody, we arrived at Snapper Point. I think Snapper Point is over there, but this whole area here with all these mussel farms seems to be pretty good, and we're right in the middle of a bird workup. Can't see any fish on the surface, unfortunately, so I don't think they're here, guys. No kahawai here. The birds have moved a little bit. I might give it another go over there. Afterwards, we're just gonna drift around these mussel farms and fish on the bottom, see if we can pick up a snapper. Oh yeah, I hope that will work. Oh my god, it's so glassy here today. Can you believe it? Well, what's a bit strange is that we got quite a few boats fishing out there right in the middle, guys. No mussel farm or anything right there, not near the structure, right in the middle. Maybe they know something I don't know. Maybe I should go there too. Could also be that they're burleying up like hell, and if I place myself a little bit down current of them, I might be able to pick up a fish or two. That sometimes works really good, especially when you fish with lures and you see someone bait fishing and you fish down current and they have a lot of burley in the water. Well, it's actually amazingly deep around here. It's on my fish finder, it's at 20 meters. Let's see how close to the shore we are. Just went down to 18, 20 meters, and a little bit over there, a couple of meters, it's down to 30 meters. So maybe that's why it's called Snapper Point, because of that deep kind of hole here. Oh, just came off. Just got a little kahawai, guys. That's what these birds are after at the moment. Drop the lure quickly, maybe we get another one. Oh, yep, another one. It's a bit hectic now. There's a big school of kahawai just underneath us. They're all small, but if we catch a couple of those, then we have some food for a little while. So, and they're pretty easy to catch on those Grim Reapers. Just drop the lure and then wind it up fairly fast. Every wind up I get a bite, and look at all the birds there. I don't know if you can see them on the camera, but there's lots of birds around here. So big schools of kahawai around at the moment. Yep, got another one on. Oh, the jumper. Ooh, another one in the net, guys. Can't complain about that. That's pretty easy fishing right now. Yep, another chance, another fish on. That is number 4. Hopefully we keep him on the hook, then we will keep this one, and then we got 4 kahawai. And then we're gonna do a little bit more bottom fishing afterwards. Although this one is a little bit small, on the small side. Maybe not similar to the other ones. I'm just gonna drop this one to the bottom and let it drag along on the bottom. Maybe we can pick up a snapper as well. Or I'm gonna dispatch those kahawai quickly. All fairly good size. Check this out. Nice. Time to dispatch the kahawai. Look at them. Really nice. They're more like mackerel type kahawai, but they're gonna be very tasty. Now that's a big mess on the boat now. Oh well, can't complain about that. That was a successful catch this morning. Well, I'm very happy with it. Today's catch, awesome. All in the Grim Reaper again. Well guys, just thought I'd give it another drop here at the Mussel farm, and it looks like we picked up a snapper. He looks a little bit small, eh? I mean, he's legal size, but he's a little bit on the small side again. What do you guys reckon? I think we let him go. He's a little bit small. I think you could keep him as a penny, but you grow up a little bit. What are you mucking around here?
I clean up the mussels a little bit.
Okay, I've got a bunch of kahawai.
Kahawai Workup?
Yeah, big kahawai Workup, and just a small snapper, which I didn't keep. Well, look at this, we just scored big time. I just traded 2 kahawai for all of these super nice avocados here. Another camper here from the North Island offered some avocados and I offered some kahawai in return. That's such a nice trade. We're both very happy. He's happy with the kahawai and the mussel, and we're very happy with those avocados, eh? Oh, so nice. We met a subscriber at the campsite, good old Duncan. He came over and said hello, and he gave us some green-lipped mussels, and he showed us this huge snapper that he just brought around here. Probably a 20-pounder, I would say. He was over the moon catching this big snapper and even off the shore here. So well done, Duncan, and thanks for the mussels and the oysters. Really appreciate that. We make good use of it. Stunning Marlborough Sounds, guys. It's so stunning here in the Kenepuru Sound. I just love this area so much.